morning, ladies and gentlemen of the USA. I would like to welcome you to a brand new podcast starring yours truly. I am your founder, your creator, your lover, your daddy, your alfalfa, and your omega. My name is Tyler Storm, and I would like to welcome you to StormWatch. On this podcast, we'll be discussing all of my favorite topics, likely but not limited to racism, misogyny, feminism, film, Florida, racism, Jews, black people, native people, horology, history, China, the nigga word, the faggot word, pedophiles, the Middle East, AI, Hollywood, trannies, racism, and so much fucking more. And I know a lot of you are starting to think to yourselves, thank fucking God, finally, a voice for me, a voice for the disenfranchised, a voice for the true minorities, the ones that feel really unheard. I'm talking about you transgender 21-year-old Nairobi Muslim. I feel for you. I am sorry that you are suffering the way you are. To the Iranian 18-year-old who had their legs blown off because they were supporting hummus, I feel for you. Come over here and get your legs replaced with chopsticks. We have support here in the US for you. To all of the Chinese immigrants that want to go and start up businesses where they're having nail salons and restaurants and they don't like black people and all that stuff, I kind of support you. I support the first half of your note. Really what I'm trying to say is I am here for the people who have no voice or who don't know how to speak English well enough to have their voice heard or really want it to be heard. But my point is, we will be talking about all of my favorite things, your favorite things, and making sure, goddamn, you get offended along the way about it. Now, I know many of you might be wondering who I am. My name is Tyler Storm again, and I live in a town called Titusville. And that's located in central Florida, Brevard County, Florida. And that basically just means that I live in a truck stop with a bunch of churches around it. I think that's a very fair estimate of the town. And for the county, it basically just means we live where Elon dumps all his tin and oil and water refuse and his failed attempts to send people into space and send them to Mars. It's just a beautiful area. It's a lovely area that's loaded with gas stations and fast food restaurants and gas stations and poor rednecks and ghetto white trash garbage over Christian loving human beings. They're phenomenal. I think that they're a step above the rest when you talk about people here in Titusville, and I think I could even give you a few examples from this past holiday season about what you could expect if you come to Brevard. I mean, just know that we embrace all. We love you. We take people with open... Most people take people with open arms. I would like to build a wall around this area and keep most of you fuckholes out. But I get that's just me. But I guess to give you a better idea of what things are like here, I could tell you about some of these stories. And to start off with, for all you locals, you may have heard, for all you new here, there was a car crash on Christmas Day on 95, just north of Garden Street and just south of 46. I'll tell you what, I've never seen this many cops block off an area for an accident, and I've seen small children get hit by nuns. It's just, things are crazy, but man, let me tell you what, they decided to block off that pin for that poor pig. The actual story goes like this. A highway speed chase on Christmas Day along I-95 reaches speeds up to 140 miles per hour, resulting in a state trooper being hospitalized and a 19-year-old facing multiple charges, including reckless driving. You know, why does the cop not get charged with reckless driving? You're driving 140 miles per hour to chase down a 19-year-old. Let him kill himself. I mean, if he's going to do it, he's going to do it. I saw those roads that day on Christmas. There was no one out. If he was going to kill anyone, it was going to be another drunk driver here in Florida or maybe a Titusville person. And is that really a loss? Is that really a loss? I mean, is it really a loss that the cop got injured either? I hear pork chops are at an all-time discount, so I mean, there's some good that came out of it. 21-year-old passenger was arrested as well on unrelated charges. Let's see, where's the name? So the driver was named Sundara Garza. So going back to my original wall sentiment, all I'm saying is that there was one, this might have been mediated. This might have been... We might have saved a couple injuries along the way if we had this nice, fantastic Brevard wall that I would like. A big, beautiful wall. It would be big, beautiful, fantastic, so long. The longest wall in Florida. The longest, most beautiful, fantastic wall that Florida could ever build. That's the wall I'd build, and it would be around Brevard. It would be the Great Wall of anti-China. Really, though, it's kind of sad. Just the fact of the matter is after the crash, they gave him a $300,000 bond. I'm not saying this is the route they should have gone, but it would have been cheaper to deport him. It still technically would, and I don't think that's necessarily the route we should go per se, but, you know, it's... What's cheaper? Put him on a banana boat and send him on a raft to Cuba, which... I don't actually know if that's right. Put him on a banana box and send him across the border to Mexico. Or put him in jail, where us taxpayers pay for it. Disgusting. $300,000 bond. You know, if that wall was built, he wouldn't actually have a bond. He would have been stopped at the wall. He probably would have received an entry fee at most. A $20 entry fee. No one's paying that much to get into here. We're not Disney, goddammit. We don't have that many pedophiles. But outside of that, both the cop and the young man are both uninjured. Everybody seems to be okay for the most part, other than the $300,000 bond that should be deportation. But I digress. I'll tell you a little more about this county, though, and this one's actually kind of funny because this has more to do with our sheriff and what a fantastic, loving, kind, caring, unwaveringly dedicated man can be when he sets his sight on making the community better. I'll read you a little bit of this article. Well, it's safe to say that we know who probably won't be having a happy new year, Joshua Baker, as there's a good chance he will be spending it at the lodge. I've never heard anyone call a fucking jail the lodge, you sick bastard. On Monday, deputies responded to a residence on East Railroad Ave in Cocoa. It's in fucking Cocoa. Of course it's in Cocoa, there's no shock there. For a disturbance involving a firearm. Also no surprise. Ultimately, agents were called out and a search warrant was written due to information obtained regarding the disturbance. While they searched the residence and property, they found just a few things as approximately 14.2 grams of cocaine base, 9.2 grams of cocaine powder. And for all you kids and even you weird indoor non-grass touching adults, there are different kinds of cocaines and cracks. It's not like a one-size-fits-all. It's not like a one shoe fits everybody at the bowling alley. This is kind of like it's kind of like soup and wine. You want to know what the du jour is. You want to know what you're going in there for. Am I drinking a Sauvignon Blanc or am I drinking a Merlot? Am I drinking a Rosé or am I drinking a Cabernet? My point that I'm making is when you're doing coke or you're doing crack, you really want to treat it like... Have you ever seen Hunter Biden talk about crack? It's a beautiful thing. That man is not an addict. He is a connoisseur of crack cocaines. And I learned from him, and I learned from Coco, clearly, and I learned from this town that really what you want to do is know your crack and know your coke, because you could get a shit buzz and then you're sitting there wondering to yourself, man, should I have done the other crack? And the answer is always yes, you should have done the other crack because it could have been stronger. 7.3 grams of methamphetamines. Is this a neo-Nazi? No, he's a black man. 131 rounds of 22 ammunition. 22 ammunition? Are you shooting up a school? Are you defending yourself from, like, small women? 22 is not going to stop a crackhead. 22 is not going to stop, like, a fucking angry Haitian chasing you down for your dog. It's not going to stop a fucking crackhead. Given that Baker is a convicted felon possessing ammunition along with these other things, of course is illegal, so Baker took the ride down to Ivy's Iron Bar Lodge, where he will likely ring in the new year with his new cellmates. Well, I think that's good. He's at least making friends along the way. I mean, isn't that the most you can ask for, is a little reform in your life and a little new friendship that you can build on, develop on? What are you in here for? I molested my cousin and she said no. What are you in here for? I sold crack to a 13-year-old. What are you in here for? Motherfucker, I got caught with an ounce of yay. No Kim. Maybe while they're here they can come up with some good New Year's resolutions. Like, not breaking the law. I just, it's astounding to me that the sheriff has enough time to stop all the crime here and fix the streets and talk all this shit about this young person. This young man who had little more than a personal amount of drugs to use. This was personal use. I've never seen anyone with 14.2 grams of cocaine base and thought to myself, that person's a dealer. Every single time it's come into my head, I've thought to myself, man, they're going to have a good Saturday night. What else did they add to his list of possessions? Oh, and a partridge in a pear tree. See, now y'all are just being cruel. I think really what they're trying to do is show that you shouldn't do that many drugs on your own. And I think that's why they brought him in. I think that's part of this, is it's part of his rehabilitation, because now when he's in there, he gets to make new buddies who probably also do cocaine, and then they can share their cocaines. They can have like one cocaine per person at a party, and they'll be fucking fantastic. Or they can have 9.2 grams of cocaines. But that's not up to me to decide, that's up to them. Either way, another example of everything going on here, of fun things going on here in Brevard, is it seems as though we had a man who recently suffered a brain injury leading to an aneurysm. And it makes you wonder to yourself, do you get too old to stop breaking up fights? Do you get too old to be useful in the community when it comes to young men who are rabble-rousing and trying to fuck each other up? You gotta wonder, is it my place to stop this Waffle House coke fight? And the answer is always nay, nay. I say nay. But to give you a little more insight on the story, Melbourne, Florida, a Brevard County family is seeking justice after they say their father suffered serious and permanent injuries while trying to break up a fight at a Melbourne restaurant. You notice how they don't tell you what restaurant it is? It's because it's likely an IHOP or a Waffle House. Maybe a Denny's. This guy looks like he has at least enough money to buy him and his son dinner, so maybe Denny's. Mark Senti, 63, was a grandfather, a father of four, a beloved husband. He was the CEO and co-founder of Advanced Magnet Lab and a business owner for more than 30 years. What a shameful plug of a business. I think that's disgusting. I think that they're using this opportunity to shamelessly plug his business, Advanced Magnet Lab. Like anyone knows what the fuck that is. Fucking loser. Can't stand this. Oh, I got hit in the head. You should go and, buy my products. This is like those comedians that go on Twitter and are like, we're living in fascist times. Then you see everybody support it, and then all of a sudden the next post is them going, by the way, my new Netflix special is coming out in February. He couldn't stay still, said his son, Wade Senti. He was busy, always fixing things and building things. What does fixing or building things have to do with stopping two crackheads from fighting at an IHOP? I don't think that's actually What are you fixing? Their moods? Give them some crack. I really think it probably just boiled down to, like, who banged the other person's rat woman. Could be that. Wade said that changed after May 6, 2024. His father was at a Melbourne restaurant that he frequented when surveillance video shows what appears to be a fight breaking out between two men and eventually involving other patrons. Wade said his father was trying to tell the two men to leave, when he was struck in the face and fell. Glass chin. Not a good sign of a man who likes to fix things in the community. Mark Senti was taken to the hospital where doctors told him he was suffering from a brain bleed. You see, what could have stopped this is just not getting involved in other people's fight. You could have left early. You could have dined and dashed and actually got away with it. As a result of that brain bleed, he developed a seizure disorder, attorney Alex Moya said. The hope was that he was going to recover and that it was going to get better. Long shot. In January 2025, Mark Senti was found dead at the marina where he often docked his boat. Now, I'm not saying that, like, this is suspect, but really, really think about it. This is the family suing afterwards. Maybe the son killed him, and that's why he's the only one giving commentary on this whole thing. What if, and hear me out, he was on the boat with him one day, and he got tired of his dad and said, "Dad, I'm tired of your weakness. I'm tired of your glass chin, and I can't stand the fact that you couldn't stop that Waffle House fight. You're less of a man in my eyes, and you need to be dealt with." And what if he just pushed him in the marina? Just a little, he's 62 with a brain bleed. I mean, does it really take all that much effort? I don't know. His comments were, "It's very difficult to watch the video," Wade Senti said. "It's very difficult to not want to have been there to protect him." I mean, maybe if you were there to protect him, he wouldn't have been in this situation. See, I really think that this is a terrible son, because at the end of the day, you should have been in there to step in for your father. You should have been the one to look at your dad and say, "No, Dad, we shouldn't do this." Actually, the chain of events that would have saved this man's life are going up to the waiter or waitress, I don't want to discriminate, and tapping them on the shoulder while they're breaking up the fight and saying, "Excuse me, ma'am, sir, Shim, I'd like to pay my tab." It was the one under Senti, and the bill is about $30.18. I mean, we decided to go for a bundle thing. We did a 2-for-1, and then we got the extra nice lattes and a good dessert. It was a good meal. It was a good deal, and I gotta say that I was very impressed with the service all around, except for right now, when you're breaking apart this fight and you're not letting me pay my tab. I think that might have done a big step and a big favor for the family in saving his life, because really, if he would have just taken a moment to pay into the capitalist system and actually worry about himself as one should, he might still be here. His son might have not murdered him for being a weak man. But these things happen. This is Brevard. What do you want from me? And the final story coming out of here in Brevard that I want to touch on is one that really hits close to home, given that it's from Mims area. It's a couple years ago we lost a pillar of the community, a woman that really made waves and helped bring joy to the young men of this area. We lost, what's her name? Marissa Garcia. Again, Wall. If she wasn't here, Wall. We wouldn't be reporting on this. This Christmas, Stefan Ide is the one who was arrested in connection with her murder. It apparently happened 2 years ago, 2023, just before Christmas. And the story goes that he was going to pick her up and pay her to procure sexual activities. I don't know what those sexual activities may have been. Maybe sodomy, maybe he just wanted to take like a baseball bat and stick it in her butt, and maybe I don't know. I don't know what the speculation was. I just know that he was trying to procure sexual acts like a deviant. And later that evening, it turns out that Stefan looked in the back seat and noticed that she had OD'd, probably on Fent. Probably on Fent, if we're being honest here. And the story gets better because supposedly he let the body sit there for a little bit before dumping it in Palm Bay off of some back road or off of Hammock Road up in Mims, Scottsmore area. So for all you Brevard locals, keep your eyes out. You never know. You might find a new chew toy for your dog, like, dog bone. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's one piece. The point is, she still has not been found, and this man has been arrested and set with a $33,000 bond. I think that's crazy. You are suspect of a murder and you get a $33,000 bond. You can be out by the afternoon with that. And I think what makes it scarier is that he's a cannibal. And what I mean by this is that, and not some like he's a self-absorbed whatever. I mean it in that he eats people. He goes out of his way to find them scrumdiddlyumptious and cooks them up and eats them. And I'm fairly certain that's what he did with this young lady. He let it ferment, and then he decided to eat at her heart from the inside out. That's my theory, because if you're not finding a body, then there's got to be something going on here. And he's a known cannibal. I mean, he's eaten at least 3 hookers in my lifetime that I'm aware of. And I just don't think guys like that should be given $33,000 bonds. Seems a little low if you ask me. I think $69,000 would have been a bit more appropriate given the crime and the situation and everything. I'd actually go to his place. I'd be worried right now that he took notes from Ed Gein and maybe a little Silence of the Lambs, because you never know. He could be making a woman's suit sitting there in his fucking apartment or his house, or he's from Brevard. It's probably an apartment or his mom's house. Just standing there in the back room just going, "Would you fuck me?" "Alright, fuck me." There's like dick tucked in between his thighs and everything like that. One little nipple ring. All I'm saying is, don't let all of these options be off the table because, well, he is a cannibal. And these things do happen. I wish him well. I wish her well. I wish all of these people in Brevard well. They're, friends and families of the show. So we gotta make sure that we end it on a positive note with at least their stories. But getting out of Brevard news and back into the entire state of Florida, because believe you me, outside of this big beautiful wall that I'm putting here in Brevard, there's more things going on. For example, good old Donnie and Benny met up at Mar-a-Lago. Did you guys know that? Good old Donnie T and fucking BBN decided to meet in Mar-a-Lago to discuss the ongoing ceasefire with Iran. That's the one. Sorry, there's so many people that they're like bombing and assassinating and destroying the lives of and completely defiling that it's almost hard to keep up with which ones are, which ones we have to support and which ones we should support. That's actually part of the whole thing now, is because apparently Trump is getting the Israel Prize, which basically means he's getting the top Jew award. He's getting awarded for being like top schnoz, you know what I mean? Top candelabra. It's that dreidel does not stop spinning. You know what I mean? It's like the end of Inception, but for them, it's just a dreidel that keeps spinning. So he's getting the Israel Prize, and he's getting it from good old Bibi Benjamin Netanyahu, Benny Boy. And he's receiving it because of his special contributions to the Jewish people of Israel and across the globe. This man is not receiving any awards like this from his own country, let alone receiving the top Jew award from a Jewish state is like receiving... It'd be like him receiving the hip hop award for pardoning Kodak and Lil Wayne. It's just... something about that doesn't seem right, you know what I mean? And I get Donald's middle name is Jamal, but I don't think that he should be receiving the hip hop award, just like he's recently converted. He was a Christian, as far as I can tell. And I don't think that's right that he receives the Top Jew Award. He's receiving it, though, for fighting anti-Semitism, which is a very nice way of saying that you get deplatformed from your news network if you talk out against Israel, or they try to assassinate you. Rest in peace, Mr. Kirk. He moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. I mean, I love Jesus too. I think Jerusalem's a great place. I think that I as a proud American man, I support us moving the embassy to Jerusalem. I think our soldiers should have access to all the schmeckel and all of the foreskins that their hearts can desire. And lastly, it's right for Israel to defend itself in all of the fights it's in. I mean, that's kind of a nice way of saying that it's like Israel's right to defend itself is kind of like, have you guys ever watched It's a Wonderful Life? There's this old man who tries to destroy every small business in the town. He tries to have the main character arrested. He tries to destroy everything that resembles peace, love, and joy. All for the schmeckel. And that would be like that man saying, why are all these poor little townspeople attacking me? I haven't done anything wrong. All I've done is shut down their mom and pop stores, and I own all their houses, and I control the banking market for the entire area. I just don't understand. Why do they hate me so much? I hope you get my point. It's just, it doesn't make sense. It's not adding up. 1 plus 1 is not equaling 800, or what is it, 6 million. 1 plus 1 is not equaling 6 million. Do you know what I mean? That's my, whatever, take on the matter, I suppose. And the best part is he's receiving this award on the Israel Independence Day, which is April 21st through April 22nd. It's really 2 days. And I think what's funny is this comes just the day after 420. Excuse me, I think they should have actually made his award ceremony on 420 because really, if you think about it, it would have been 2-part. It would have made it would have been 3-part because it would have made Israel happy. It would have made the liberals happy because LOL 420 bro, Trump has a sense of humor, like right on, man. And all of that other fun stuff. And then it would have made the conservatives very happy, well, the hardcore right-wing conservatives, because it would be on Hitler's birthday. And what better way to, like, celebrate the birthday of the great Fuhrer than to award Top Jew? To award Top Jew to somebody who's being accused of being a fascist in their own country. I think that would have set a precedent. And I think that it would have allowed for us to have a new outlook on him. Because, I mean, come on. If he's deporting Mexican families and making us hate Somalians and all that stuff, he could have at least done a 420 bro thing. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have to smoke or anything, but he could have just been like, LOL bro, and then like have a candelabra designed to look like a giant pot leaf. So it does all it's needed to. Whatever, though. You know who else was actually down in Mar-a-Lago with Bibi and Donnie? It was Zelensky. And I think that's hilarious because everyone seems to have fucking forgotten that Ukraine is still actively in an entire war for their state. And it's a constant push and shove for even just a little city. And the reason I bring this up is because here recently the peace talks have been about settling out of the war, but they're going to be giving 2 major cities to Putin so that way they can, settle their differences by becoming one Russian unity. I don't know. I think it was a great alibi for really all of them to be at Mar-a-Lago because when you think about it, when they were down there for a good bit of stuff. They were down there for the auction, which sold a $2.75 million Jesus Christ painting, ironically with Jews there. I don't understand how they green lit or blue lit that one, sorry. It's just that, and apparently Putin's house was fucking drone striked by Zelensky. What better alibi than to go and fucking tee off, touch toddlers, and teach the truth at Mar-a-Lago? Are you kidding me? I mean, I think it's a good thing. Think of all of the great people that Trump has had down there. Benjamin Netanyahu, Epstein, Putin, I'm pretty sure Putin, now Zelensky. Just fantastic, wonderful pillars of the community, salt of the earth men, people who have gone out of their way since their very inception to try and bolster unity and equity and equality for all. Just some of the best. Like, I don't know, it's just, I don't know. Think about it. Are they really that bad people? I've heard great things about Mr. Epstein. I heard he was a phenomenal financier and all that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that BB actually stayed in his old room. It's a fantastic room. He always kept up after himself. Epstein never left any 13-year-old girls or cum in the room for the staff to clean up. It was wonderful. It was great. And now there's Zelensky there getting raw dogged by both Putin, or not by Putin, by BB and fucking Trump in the back rooms. I don't know. What this reminds me of is when George W. invited Putin. That's why I keep thinking Putin. All just keeps going back and forth. Putin down to his Texas ranch, and they were just out there fucking hanging out with the cows and the horses and riding bareback together. And I'm actually pretty sure that Trump and Epstein and BB rode bareback together. I just don't think it was horses they were riding bareback together. But what do I know? We don't know what happened on the island, allegedly, and we don't know what happened in Mar-a-Lago, allegedly. So I guess it's all just speculative. Either way, rest in peace, Mr. Epstein. Great financier, great man, wonderful fellow. I suppose that we should take a turning point from all these foreign news articles and make it back to the USA. I suppose you get what I'm getting at, with Miss Erica Kirk. Wow. I have never seen... What part of the grief cycle is sequin pantsuits? What part of the grief cycle is dressing like Columbia from Rocky Horror Picture Show and performing for everybody? What part of grief is like sucking off Trump? Like, I don't understand half of this stuff. She came out here looking like the Undertaker here throughout Christmas. You guys see that? All the fucking sparks in the background, the full suit with the deep cut. That bitch looked like she was about to take on John Cena. And I'll tell you what, she probably can at this point. She already took out her husband. It's no doubt she could take out John Cena. I don't know. Fucking Undertaker. You know what the worst part is? Unlike the Undertaker, who actually has a couple cool moves like the choke slam and the tombstone, all she really has is the Kirk, which is just when you pay to have your husband assassinated by getting him shot through the neck. The closest thing we've ever seen to this was the JFK double wombo combo, where he was riding down, of course infamously, through Texas and was shot, allegedly, by multiple shooters in the neck and in the head and all this and that and the... Really what I'm saying is, if you think about it, Charlie is kind of like JFK, you know? He was a man of the U.S. people. He stood for all of the beautiful things that JFK stood for, like being anti-Russian. That's at least something. That's a good one. That's at least something. And the fact that they were both shot in the neck, I mean, he's basically one step away from being not JFK, from being MLK. It was just like a couple inches, you know what I mean? Or if they would have added another shot, it could have been JFK. Rest in peace. All I'm saying is it's not a good finishing move, because now she's out here looking foolish. It was kind of like a Mortal Kombat finish, except now you can watch the characters walk off screen and you're just seeing like Devora do a weird bug dance and stuff like that. It's not ideal. Not ideal. I don't know. I just, I hope when I die that people mourn me. I hope you cry. I hope that some people like kill themselves when I die. I don't want you to like party and celebrate and do all of these. Do you think I want you to be out here looking like Erica Kirk? No. I want you to be in your house questioning the very fabric of what reality has to mean to you now. Not actually, but one can hope. Give me one moment. Sponsor of the show, Evian. Big fan. Love the frogs. They make good water. They make good wine. Terrible toilets. But speaking of water, have you guys seen Avatar? What is it? The fire and ash, getting away from water and into the fire. It was, spoiler alert, spoilers. It was good. It felt kind of like a compilation of both parts 1 and 2, but they added in this like sexy psychotic fire bitch that just goes around and like degenitalizes and scalps niggas, bliggers, and it's just, she is they basically just introduce blue terrorism. It's like picture if the natives, when they were being invaded, had napalm they could just fling at people that were invading them. That's basically what we witnessed. We watched Pocahontas with frag grenades. We literally just watched Pocahontas expanded. That's really it, because Avatar 3 was just a DLC pack, it felt like, for part 2. It was like, cool, we get to see Shamu. Cool, we have 10 main characters now, and now 3 of them are dead, and now Sigourney Weaver's making out with a 16-year-old, and Jake Sully is constipated and has erectile dysfunction, and what's her name? The blue girl, played by Zoe Saldana, fucking Neytiri. She's got depression so bad that she's like, see, that's how fucking Erica should be dealing with Charlie's situation. Let me tell you what, she should be walking around with the shawl, the face paint, all that stuff, wanting to kill herself in front of everybody. But instead, we have sequenced Undertaker. I digress. Avatar 2 had some good points to it. It had great action sequences. It felt very expansive for what was already there, but it's just getting a little it was just kind of underwhelming and a little out of hand. It's like, now Spider has a tail. He's got one of those things coming out of his head. And speaking of bliggers, okay, so I got a question. Is it more racist that Jake Sully is doing blueface, baby, and it's not even, okay, so it's not technically blueface. They created this like shell of a human, or of a Na'vi, and put his soul and mind into it. So, does that make it blueface? Does that make it racist? And is that more racist than Spider being converted to a Na'vi without having to enter one of the bodies? And the reason I ask this is because it's like, okay, let's say that, like, I don't know, we got a U.S. Marine, sorry, not to be direct with the actual story. Let's say that we got a Marine who's from New Orleans, and New Orleans has become a hellhole. They're sending in the National Guard to deal with New Orleans. And all of a sudden, while while he's there, they're doing a science experiment. And they put him in, like, Lil Wayne's body. It's like, it's Lil Wayne, the shell, but there's no soul in it or anything. So it's not like Get Out, where you're just destroying a human being and you're removing a soul from a body, all for the black experience. This is kind of like blending in with the natives. So, is it more racist for that Marine to go to the bayou and be put in a Lil Wayne body, and then now he's Lil Wayne forever? Or is it more racist for, let's say, a 16-year-old white girl? Like, let's say that she went to the bayou and there was a bunch of black people standing around her. They did the black magic voodoo chants and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, she got revitiligo, just like Uncle Ruckus. Is that racist? Excuse me. It's like, we have to be honest with ourselves. Because Avatar really is just Pocahontas with blue people and a whole lot of Marines. Is it racist to do blueface or to simply become a Bligga? And when you convert, can you say Bligga? Or can you say Bligger, I guess? Because, I mean, hard R, but like, you are blue. You are Na'vi. I don't know, the whole movie became about racism along the way, too, where Neytiri was just like, I can't stand this pink skin, and Jake's like, I'm still pink skin inside, but I do blueface, so it makes me not racist. And that's part of the whole theme, I guess, is better to be black and blue than to be pink and white? I don't know. What do I know? What do they know? Bunch of Bliggas. Getting away, though, or, what was I about to say? There's one more thing I wanted to add to this. It's the, oh yeah, all of the fucking decimation of the animals throughout the film is fucking crazy, because they're really just going around and, like, how do I say this? It's like if we went to SeaWorld and we just started, like, and we just took a bunch of rifles and we just started shooting up the fucking dolphins and orcas. That's basically the plot of it. And it was just kind of sad. Do you know what I mean? Sad to see all these big fat bitches get shot down and have to stop abiding by their peaceful ways, and I don't know, I just can't get behind it. It's all this animal destruction. It reminds me of another story before we close out of here. This is what I was trying to get to. Is another story that happened here recently is Kim Kardashian actually set fire to a PETA building. Did you guys ever fucking hear about this? She went in the middle of the night on, I think it was during Hanukkah actually. I think she was trying to send a message to the Erica and BB and Trump and them. And really what the message is fuck them puppies. Fuck them kids, fuck them puppies, and fuck Hanukkah. That's her. That's not me. I love Hanukkah, love puppies, love children, no Epstein. But this is what her message was. Was that the actual story? Oh, no. Sorry. It says that she adopted 4 puppies from a breeder instead of adopting them from a shelter. Sorry, that's what the story was. PETA made it seem like she was going in there to bomb them. She made it seem like she was one of those, like, fire-slinging Bliggas. And she's just not. I think it's sad. I saw the article at first and I was actually like, I read just the top part and it said, Kim receives hate from PETA for adopting 4 small brown furry animals. And I couldn't help but think to myself, that's no way to talk about her children, and I really don't think Kanye's going to be okay with that. But I looked into it further, and it turns out that she just adopted 4 of those palm fronds? The things that, the fuzzy puffball pups. Those things, the ones that look like the fuzzballs that white women stick on the back of their phones to deal with their, like, autism stimulation and other bullshit they make up. Yeah, she bought dogs that look like that. Ugly little things. See, I think she would have got more support from me if she did set fire to a PETA building, especially on Chanukah. Again, nothing against Hanukkah, nothing against PETA, nothing against puppies. Love them all. Wonderful people, beautiful people, friends of the show, friends of me, I'm fans of them. Let me tell you what. It's just a sad thing watching her ruin people's lives by adopting puppies for her children. I think it's disgusting. I think the fact that she went out of her way to try and do a nice thing for her kids, to teach them responsibility and give them something to love, and while times are changing and they're constantly surrounded by handlers, I think it's disgusting that she wanted to give them something to care about. I think if she truly wanted to care about them, that she should have gone out of her way to set the PETA building on fire. She should have saved all of those puppies from being molested by the workers. I mean, let's be honest, that's what they're doing. There's somebody who's having sex with a dog at a PETA building. Allegedly, supposedly. Oh my goodness. It's a lot of fun. We have fun. We have fun. We talk. We have fun. Oh, this is it. Sorry, bonus content, I guess you could say now, because I completely boom buddy bye bye spaced this. Have y'all seen the ending of Stranger Things? It was lackluster, to say the least. But I learned a few important lessons, but really one major one. It's that when there's reality warping demons and causality changing effects and paradox creating situations and multiple timelines, and you don't know if you're going to survive tomorrow, and you don't even know if you're going to survive today, you have no clue what's going to happen. It's important to let all your friends know that you play the skin flute. It's important to let your friends know you take it up the ass. He's catching, not pitching, and that's the worst of it. You might be able to forgive him if he was pitching, but have you seen that boy? He ain't pitching shit. It took him 5 seasons and being 48 years old to finally come out. You're just like Papa. You're 36. You're just like Papa. Ma'am, it's time for you to retire. Sir, you should have came out the closet years ago with Tom Cruise and fucking Elton John. But here we are. And I guess the lesson to be learned is, like, just because there's mind-altering, destroying, evil, violent, malevolent, crazy demons at your doorstep, you shouldn't let the demons in your closet control who you are and determine what your life is going to be. Take that how you will, use that how you will, take it like will. That's not my job. That's not my business. I don't know. I guess that's... If there's something that we've seen, is it's you shouldn't fire rockets at the demons. You should become a rocket man and shoot out of the closet and into the sky. A lot like Millie Bobby Brown's career. Or I guess her name has changed. It's like Millie Bonnie Bon Jovi, or in New York, I'm Millie Rock, or something like that. Whatever the hell the case is. My point is, she bought a new face for this last season, and I'm not a fan of it. It's a little hard body, a little hard to look at, because she's doing that mewing thing. I don't know what the hell it is. It's that weird face thing. I can't do it. I got zero jawline. It's called mewing. She basically went from like a cancer patient to Drake's little Aaliyah to looking like handsome Squidward, and I just don't think it's a good look. I don't think it's becoming of her, and especially as a young limey, it's just doesn't work. You're 21 years old. You should be out like shooting up a school, or getting drunk and crashing into a flagpole, or like having 4 children and then being eaten by a cannibal in Brevard or something. You know what I mean? Like, you have so much more potential than Botox. And I guess really this is something I want to say to you, Mrs. Millie. Please, don't let Vecna and Botox leave your face lost in time. Let's move forward. You have a child. You could have 3 others and then be eaten by a cannibal in Brevard. But you have the one, so just consider that at least. I guess I'm all out of the things I could be saying on that, and I guess it's time to come to the inevitable conclusion of the first episode. So I just wanted to wish you all a happy New Year's, tell you that I hope that this year you are ready for it. You are ready for the big bang. You are ready for change. You're ready for something to happen. I can't tell you whether it's going to be good or whether it's going to be bad or whether you'll be deported or whether you'll be molested or whether you'll be loved or whether you'll get a new face or whether you'll be eaten by a cannibal. But what I can tell you, or that you'll be made fun of by the sheriff of your own county, but what I can tell you is it's going to be fun, baby. So I hope y'all are ready. Y'all have a beautiful day, and I'll see y'all next week.